Catherine and Erica here from Catherine Pooler Designs. Welcome to the third video in our crafty series, What's on Trend.
We are having so much fun with our friends, learning about the things that they are really loving right now in the paper crafting industry.
Tonight we have Laurel with us. Laurel Beard and I have been super close friends for a very long time. Laurel, when did we become friends? I don't know. Maybe she'll pop in here and put it in the chat. But we were friends for years before we actually met in person. And well, I can pinpoint when we met in person. My daughter, who's 21, was 13. And we had been friends for a couple of years before that. But I met her in person for the very first time in Florida when I was there with my daughter on 13th birthday.
Oh, excursion
with my mom.
Yes.
Have you ever met someone for the first time and you just feel like you've known them forever? And
totally.
You would have never known that it was the actual first time that Laurel and I had been together in person.
I think Laurel's just that kind of person.
Fun story from meeting Laurel. She's a good friend to have on hand because she can save you from getting in trouble.
Uh-oh.
I was coming down with a cold. So we went into the grocery store and I got some cold medicine, and we were just being silly in the grocery store and having the best time. And I wasn't even paying attention at all, had the cold medicine in my hand, and I started walking out the front door of the grocery store. She looked at me and said, "Don't you want to pay for that?"
She thought you were a thief.
Yeah, I do want to pay for this. Thank you for saving me from being a shoplifter unbeknownst to myself.
You had cold brain fog. We'll give you that.
Okay, I like it. Yeah. So we're very, very happy to have Laurel here on the channel today. And what is she going to be sharing?
Yeah.
What is on trend in her craft room?
So when I asked Laurel what was on trend for her, she was like, metallic inks.
Yeah.
Laurel is all about the bling. It's going to be really fun.
I can't wait to see what she has in store, what she's going to inspire you with. And again, everything she's using is from the Catherine Pooler Designs shop. Everything will be linked below, and you can find it at shop.catherinepooler.com. So if you've never been to the shop, definitely head over there and see what crafty things you need to have in your stash.
You know what's something you could pick up? The Spyro Dahlia stencil.
Laurel.
All right, Laurel.
If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button right below the video. Make sure you leave us a comment. It helps YouTube know that you love our content, and then they push it out to more people, and we meet more crafty friends like you. So thank you for doing that, and give us a thumbs up. All right, so I'm excited to dive in and see what she's going to do in this video.
You guys, and get ready for some laughs. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, hey there, everyone. My name is Laurel Beard, and I'm super excited to be here today on Catherine Pooler's channel. And today, the trend that we're talking about is metallic inks. Now, you know, she just released a line, and we've got 2 more colors added to it of metallic inks. And I want to show you several ways that you can use those metallic inks to stay on trend, and let's face it, just to have a lot of shiny fun. So let's get to it. So they come in a variety of colors. We have champagne, gold, silver, rose gold, which is my personal favorite, and platinum. These really leave an opaque sheen to the cardstock. So let me show you what they look like on white cardstock, all of the colors. I'm going to go ahead and blend on some rose gold first. Now, all of these inks do come with refills. The 2 newest colors that just released, I don't have the refills for, so the pads are a little dry, but you can see how they blend on perfectly, and look at that little shine you get left behind. So that was rose gold, which was my personal favorite. Then we're going to go in with platinum, and I'm just grabbing whatever blending tool happened to be in the bin next to me. So there's no rhyme or reason. By the time I get through this, I'm using a finger dauber because I took the day to clean all of my blending brushes, so they're kind of wet. So now we're going in with silver. Just circular blends, that's all I'm doing, and it really covers the cardstock very well. And because this is metallic, it also is going to work on dark cardstock as well, which I'll show you in the video in a bit.
Hey friends, sorry to interrupt your crafty time. We have 3 $50 gift cards to the Catherine Pooler Design shop up for grabs. Click the link in the video description below for more info on how to enter to win.
This is going to be the 4th color, which is champagne, which is like this pretty bronzy color, if you will. And the final color is gold, and this is where I had to grab a finger dauber because I was plumb out of blending brushes. But anyway, so you can see all these beautiful colors on a white canvas. We're talking a blank canvas here. Look at all the color options that you have, and look how shiny all that is. And it's so opaque, you really cannot see the cardstock if you do a good blending. So first, let's just do some basic stenciling here. And I'm using black cardstock to show how beautiful these metallic inks work on dark cardstock. This is called the Spiridalia stencil, Spiridalia. I don't know, but it's a fun stencil. It has an outline stencil as well, so it's a two-part stencil. And yeah, I reached for my rose gold. I told you it was my favorite, so I'm just going to do some basic blending here. Now, metallic inks are a bit thicker. If you're familiar with Catherine Puller inks, these inks are going to be a little bit thicker than the inks that you're used to, but that's okay. Grab it with your blending brush. Now, this is a dry pad because I don't have the refill that goes with it, but I'm still able to get an opaque blend right through that stencil as long as I keep my stencil in place. I was too lazy to use stencil spray, and you know, that was my fault. But here's a look at that. It's beautiful. It's shiny. I love it. Got to set it aside and let it dry. You can try to zap it with your heat tool if you want. I like setting metallic inks because metallic inks, it's a different formulation, so sometimes it seems like they never ever dry. I like to set my metallic inks by just heat embossing over the top with the clear embossing powder, which is what I'm going to do right here. The result is a kind of a deeper color, a deeper concentrated color, but you're going to have that kind of 3D dimensional look because you're using embossing powder. Now this is Wow Super Fine Clear Embossing Powder. Just sprinkled it right over the top of that metallic ink. It picks it right up, picks up that powder, and then I'll just go ahead and heat set it. For heat setting, if you let your heat tool heat up for about 30 seconds before you take it to your project, it's going to heat faster and more evenly. So here's a look at what it looks like. This is not heat embossed, not fully dry, and then heat embossed. If you don't want to heat emboss, you can set the metallic spray by using a fixative spray, a matte fixative spray to be specific, and Catherine Puller sells it in her shop. So those are two options of setting the metallic inks, and you can see the two different colors by heat embossing or just letting the ink stand as is. Now, again, you can get some really good opaque stamping with the metallic inks. So I'm quickly going to go ahead and stamp the outlines of this new stamp set called Sensational. It's from their newest release, and it's a bunch of cute little perfume bottles and little doodads that go along with it. So I'm stamping all of the outlines to just create my own pattern paper, basically, with some black ink, and then I'll go in and take different colors of the metallic inks and stamp the inside. I'm just lining them up as best as I can. This is actually going to be a card I'm going to give to my daughter. So I'll go ahead and clean that off. By the way, how I'm cleaning off my stamps, that is just a microfiber cloth, and I have a squirt bottle full of water, and that's how I clean all of my stamps. The only stamps you really can't clean with water is if you're using archival or permanent inks. And I don't use any of that, so I don't ever have to worry about that. All right, so that's good and done. And when I lift this up, you'll see all the shine you get from using those metallic inks. The next thing you can do is use your metallic inks for accents. So I'm just going to grab my ink, and then I'm going to take a pencil and use the top of the pencil, the eraser, and just make little dots all over my card. That's it. It's just that simple. And then you'll have all these cute metallic foiled looking dots all over your card. Speaking of foiling, you can also do some faux foiled sentiments. So I'm just going to stamp just like I normally would, as if I'm going to heat emboss something. I'm going to treat it with an anti-static tool. This is from Tailored Expressions. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I'll link it. But you can use baby powder or cornstarch in a pinch. Just put it in an old sock. And what that does is keep the embossing powder from sticking all over places you don't want it to stick. But as you could see from the beginning of the video, you can heat emboss with this. So let's go ahead and make this faux foiled sentiment. Now, you might not have metallic kind of embossing powders or gold embossing powder or a hot foiling machine. Well, this metallic ink and clear embossing powder is the answer to your problems if you have that, because this is all you need. I'm using a Misty stamping tool here just to make sure that I get good even pressure. You don't want to press too hard because the metallic ink is a lot thicker. So I did a couple off video because I kept messing up because I was pressing too hard and then the sentiment came out all squishy. So just a couple of light taps, and that's why I used my positioner because I did have to tap it a couple times. Sprinkle on some clear embossing powder. Superfine is key. I usually use Superfine for everything. This is clear Superfine by Wow, and then I'll just go ahead and heat set it. Cut it to size. You just take a dry microfiber cloth or kitchen towel to remove the paper, not the paper. You don't want to remove the paper. You want to remove the powder, is what I'm trying to say, the powder. Trim it down to size using a scissor or paper trimmer or whatever floats your boat, and you've got yourself a nice little faux foiled sentiment strip. You can glue it down directly onto your card, or you can use some foam dimensional tape that I'm using here to pop it up. So there you have it, a whole bunch of metallic techniques on one card. You've got accents, faux foiling, stamping, all fun metallic ink techniques in this one card. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you soon.